Good afternoon. Welcome to the April 15th Clark County Fire District 6 Board of Commissioners meeting. I'd like to call this afternoon's meeting to order and ask that you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Time I ask for any additions to this afternoon's agenda.
One to request a move of the May 20th date.
We'll place that under new business. We'll need to read and approve, post as necessary, the minutes of our April 8th board meeting.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence this afternoon. I didn't see anything uploaded. Citizens viewing this afternoon's meeting can communicate directly with the board using the chat feature that will be monitored throughout this afternoon's meeting. Committee reports. Chief.
Yeah, so there is a health and safety report in your packet. We had a number of injuries, but not many with time lost. And no exposures in March.
I had a quick question about the HVAC system here. Where's the smoke? Is it diesel smoke that's in their office? Where's the smoke coming from?
It's from neighbors, from chimneys and.
Really?
Backyard.
They can't burn here, so it must be true.
We actually, today I just met with Andre Facilities and they've changed the filters to a really high quality charcoal filter. And I was gonna meet with the crews and with the ops chief to find out, like, do we still have this issue? Cause they change them out like every, I think 3 months. It's pretty aggressive. So he seems to think that the filters are working, but the crews are still smelling smoke. And obviously we have some sort of issue. So I was gonna meet with Dave and the crews and just find out, like, how often you smelling it? Is there certain times of the day or what?
Because they can't do outdoor burning south of 179th Street.
Yeah, it's the way these HVAC systems work. They have to split the air. They have to pull a certain amount of air inside, a certain amount of air outside. That the new green, clean air. 61 is gonna be the same way, so I'm hoping we don't have issues over there either.
Thank you. I'm just curious.
Thank you. Risk Management Group, Commissioner Haynes.
Yeah, we met, April 9th and, WHA, our broker, would like our meetings to go a little bit longer. And, has some education we want to provide. So, Winslow is gonna reach out. We're gonna have a meeting to talk about reformatting those and then maybe even bring in our safety officers and we'll send it for additional training. So my 10-minute meetings are gonna go a little bit longer. Larry Bartow is very excited.
All right.
That the meetings will go a little bit longer. So.
Okay. More to come. More changes with risk management. All right. EMS District 2. Chief.
So EMS District 2 did meet on Monday. More discussion on expanding the board, but they haven't made any decisions yet. And then we went to work group and went over some different design system ideas that we have for the system. But still plan on piggybacking with Vancouver and moving forward.
Okay. Timelines are still the same. No changes with the timeline.
Nope.
Okay. Moving on to the consent agenda.
Move for approval.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Chief's report, if you want to walk through those items.
So March 2025 overtime summary report. Overtime for March was $273,675.01. We're still tracking high and I have a note into staff that we're going to work on this. March 2025 budget performance reports. We should be expended at 24.9%. For fire, we're expended at 18.9%, and for EMS 28.1%. And for facilities report, I'll turn that over to Chief Schmidt and Chief.
Let me take it or you want to? Tomorrow we meet again with the vendor. Wednesday, we didn't do our walkthrough. I was out of the office and the rest of the chiefs were. But just, I did a quick check-in just today, just poked my head in. It looks like we are making progress. Most of the insulation is up. They've got a lot of the drywall upstairs is all done. The elevator is being installed. I think I hope, I'm gonna knock on wood, I hope we're kind of over a hump of having any type of county issues, because everything now is buttoned up. A couple of small issues of relocating some HVAC runs that they did in the hallways that are too low for the drop ceilings, but we're tracking everything that we feel shouldn't have been a miss from our design team. And even our contractor, I think, has missed some things too that we shouldn't have to pay for, because of the delay. So that's pretty much it. We should have more tomorrow, unfortunately, just time.
There's actually primer on the walls upstairs.
Oh, great.
Huge step.
Yeah, they're making some progress.
Sheet rocking is good. So once they're done on the crew side and the crews move back, then obviously there's gonna have to be some time, a couple weeks or a month or whatever.
It shouldn't even take that long. He said a few days they can go in there and touch up the walls and probably some carpet cleaning and some basic. We were just in there with the staff and I don't think it looked that bad.
Good,
Yeah, that should be good.
good. Thank you.
Thank you for the update. Moving on to old business, policy 209, purchasing card use and procedure.
So this policy was presented to the board at their last meeting, so you've had a 2-week review on it, or 1-week review. Couple of changes, we removed one assistant chief position, we added a division chief of training. And then those are the only changes to that policy. The highlighted portions that you've seen were just ones that I sent to staff and made sure that they were still okay with those times.
I'll make a motion that we adopt policy 209 with the changes, purchasing card use and procedure.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
On a new business, policy 1053, uniform regulations and grooming standards.
So this is a first read by the board, and normally the board would give it a few meetings to make a motion on it, but this was presented in labor management today, so all these changes have been agreed upon by both administration and labor management. We wanted to add some grooming standards to our uniform policy. This kind of conjoins them and takes them out of rules and regulations and puts them into one document. And then the major changes that we had were some body piercing language to limit body piercing, and then also some tattoo language that we hadn't had in previous documents.
Didn't we see this last meeting?
No, it wasn't, hadn't been met on yet last
Okay,
meeting.
okay.
So are the changes listed at the bottom here in blue or what? Just looking at the track changes version here. I see grooming standards, strike throughs.
Earrings and tattoos.
You on number 10.
Yeah.
I'm showing in red. But,
Going
you're in blue. Okay, so, oh, so the 1053.3 grooming standards, is that where you're?
Policy 1053, uniform regulations and grooming standards, and then I scroll to the bottom and I see the strike through and,
Yeah,
uh,
1053,
is that
3.6.
changes in the new language or?
Well, 1053.3.7. You guys go to that portion.
3.7.
Got it.
That's the one for the red.
Must be in blue, mine's showing.
It's in blue.
But it has the last sentence there, aside from earrings, no other visible body piercing jewelry is allowed, including but not limited to nose rings, tongue studs, and eyebrow rings. Earplugs are prohibited. Earlobes expanded by rings are not permitted. That is all new language.
Wow.
And then the next one, 1053.8 stays the same, and then 1053.3.9. New language is visible tattoos on the head, face, or neck above the collar line are prohibited. The display of any unprofessional or offensive tattoo or brand, regardless of its location, is prohibited. Members with existing head, face, and or neck tattoos at the time of the policy information should be exempt from the new prohibitions. And then we go on to say that tattoo brandings and body are required to be covered if they could be considered sexist, racist, vulgar, violent, discriminatory against any personal class. And then that is the same for union personnel as well as administrative personnel.
And labor management, local is okay with. Yep. That includes board members.
Right,
You're
Well,
my persons.
However, the board wants to handle it, you could do it tonight since both parties have seen it, or you could wait.
gentlemen, in concern with approval tonight, or would you
Up
like?
to the chair. No problem.
With that, I'll make a motion to approve, policy 10053 uniform regulations and grooming standards as outlined and agreed upon with, labor management today.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
All right,
Thank you. Next up, we have a scheduling conflict for our May 20th meeting. I'd like to propose that we move the May 20th meeting to May 27th at 4 o'clock.
I'll make that motion. Unless you just did. Question.
Motion to move the May 20th to the 27th at 4 o'clock.
second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Right.
Aye. This afternoon, I did see one listed here. The board will be moving into executive session, lasting 15 minutes. We'll reconvene at 4:30. That'll be in accordance with RCW 42.30.110, parentheses, III, close parentheses, litigation or legal risks of a proposed action or current practice that the agency has identified for public discussion of litigation or legal risks is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency. That's good. 4:30. Yeah. Board met in executive session and took no action. Roundtable good of the order?
I do. I have a friend who was at the soccer arena the other night. And there was a code save. I guess somebody, the guy 43 years old, had a heart attack. Won't say a name because it's HIPAA. But the staff there started CPR, or somebody did, but they had an AED. They tried it once, I think. And the guys got there fairly quick, and I don't know what they did or how it happened, but apparently he's gonna make a full recovery.
Oh, that's great.
And so we might find out the staff were the people that started the CPR on that one, but he said, you know, I watched them and he said it was just like clockwork, boom, 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 boom. He was very impressed. And I said, your tax dollars at work. He said, yeah, I appreciate it. So I don't know who the crew was,
We did get all the names on the crew with
Okay.
the licensors.
okay, but I just wanted to let you know that a friend of mine was there and he thought that they just did a great job.
Very great. Great outcome. With that, we need to authorize April issuance of payroll warrants, Clark County Treasurer. Authorize April payroll direct deposit treasurer's check. Authorize April deposit of federal and FICA medical withholding treasurer's check. Authorize organization invoice transmittal and authorize payment of current bills.
So moved.
Seconds.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Right.
Aye. Thank you.